Today we're going to talk about Microsoft Forms. Forms is a great product. It does have its limitations, so we're going to talk about some of those, but it really is a pretty substantial product and very underutilized within most Office 365 environments. So today we're going to actually talk about a form and how to share it with specific people within an organization or external to our organization. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right to it. Okay, so I've opened a very generic form here that people can fill out. Okay, let's talk first about how we collect that information and restrict that information. So if we click on collect responses, we can see that we're presented with three options here. Anyone can respond means that, and you can see it here, does not require sign-in. The drawback to anyone can respond is that it is an anonymous response. So inside of your form, if you want to collect that person's name, you need to ask for the name as a field here. You need to ask for the name. So I don't ask for the name on here, but you need to ask for the name, okay? Because you're not going to collect it because it's anonymous, because anybody can access it. Okay, so to do that, you would just simply click on here. I usually do a shortened URL. Boom, I send it. Copy link, and it's done. And that will go out to literally anybody. Now, they won't have access to read the information. They'll only have access to submit the information. So they won't be able to get into your environment, look at responses, none of that. Okay. Next is only people in my organization can respond. Now notice here that it says specifically Lush Advisors account sign-in is required. And notice here it says record name. So here I'm going to record the name of the person who provided the feedback. I don't have to do that. If I want to make it anonymous, I can do that as well. But here I can click on there, and then I can restrict the number of times a person can respond. This is the default right here. Again, I would shorten the URL and present it to the person. Now notice here that we have CS. Let's see what so we're keeping the same URL there, okay? Now, specific people in my organization can respond. So when I say specific people, now notice only people, that means everyone in your organization. And now I can restrict it again, needs a Lush Advisors sign-in here, but I can enter in a group. Now what this does is this enables us to have a group-specific form that only this group, so anybody in that group, can respond. And we're going to look at this, and I could put a person's name in as well here if I want to, by name, group, or email address. So let's go ahead and take a look. So that's just a normal form, right? Everything's good. It's just a normal form. But let's look at a different way we could do this as well. If we clicked on forms, again, notice these are the forms that I've created here, okay? And you can see multiple examples. For example, here's a form, and it has different logic built into it, things of that nature. You can do all kinds of things. It's a pretty powerful tool. Okay, now let's say, go back to the security thing. Let's say I want to just share a form with a specific group of users, and we're going to use Okity here as our example, okay? So we have lots of groups in here as examples, but let's just use, let's use Company X Solutions. So I'm going to click on Company X Solutions, and I'm going to see here that I have 3 users, okay? So I can click, and I apologize, I'm set to dark mode. Let me see if I can change that real quick here. Yeah, make it a little easier. You can see the 3 members are here. I'm going to click on 3 members here, and then it's going to open up the Outlook group. Remember, this is the group that has all of my users in it, and it's three members. If I click on that Company X group, I can see that I have 1 owner and 2 members, and I can add different members by just simply going here and saying add members to this group. Okay, I can add members in general or add members to the group. So I can kind of manage it there. Okay, let's go back here. So here, if I want to create just a group form, I can create a group form inside of here, and we're just going to name this really quick here, group form. Okay, and we're going to add new, and I'm going to talk about these in just a minute. We'll come back to this, but let's just say test. Okay, and we're going to hit go. Whoops, daisy. All right, and that's all we're going to do for that one. We'll go back to forms, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look and see that form. Okay, here, notice now that it appears I named it as a group form, but notice here who the owner is. The owner is Company X, so only Company X users. So I go into there. Now I can see it. Now, I could go down to Company X and see that. Here's my preview. We're good to go. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, then here you can see that we can collect responses again. Notice it defaults again to here, but we can share it in the specific way as well. So what did we accomplish here? Because we can do this in the normal form. Well, what we accomplished here is that only people of that group will see that form appear for them to edit. Only people in Company X will appear it. So if you go down here to Company X Solutions, you'll see that the form will appear in them as their group membership allows them to see, and they can edit it and they can look at the results. So a great example of using this is, let's say that you have a more specific, so that's Company X, so there's a lot of users connected there. Let's use another group here, and we're going to use let's see here, Akati. So Akati has one member. So only, let's say it was 2 members, okay? So again, we can click on it and add like we showed. But here, I just want this one member to see this form. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to log off and log back on. But you just have to take my word for it here. If I do a group form again, it's going to show up in my box like it did here when I hit forms. But it's only going to show for me because I'm a member of that form. Okay? So, all right. Oh, I got to go back. Okay. So here, notice again, it's the Akati company, and then these are specific to me. So what this does is it allows you to create these group forms which enable multiple people to go in and modify those forms. Whereas if you just have one person, then you're somewhat stuck on restricting that. And that's about it. So good luck.